Hello Thrive family. This month we are learning about the spiritual discipline that I believe has been most abused in our Christian circles. Now, just because it has been abused doesn't mean that we should disregard it altogether, because there are teachings right throughout Scripture on this discipline. Now, before I tell you what the discipline is, let's covenant together to listen right the way to the end, even if you don't like the idea of this discipline. Okay? Are you ready for it? Today, we are going to learn about the spiritual discipline of submission. Yes, you heard me correctly, submission. Not a very popular concept in our culture, especially in South Africa. The level of anger and frustration in our nation has caused us to become an unsubmissive and lawless nation in many respects. But Ephesians 5:21 says that we are to submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. This is a picture of mutual submission. Can you imagine how beautiful our world would be if everyone submitted themselves to one another? We have all sorts of one another's that we can choose to submit to. We are invited to submit to God, to Scripture, to the government, to our family, to friends, to our community of faith, to our leaders, employees and employers, and even teachers. What's vital for us to acknowledge is that submission is not only an outward discipline, but an inward discipline as well. Because as Foster rightly mentions, outwardly we can do what people ask, and inwardly we can be in rebellion against them. Our hearts and spirits really do matter, friends. Throughout the month of August, I have one simple but really difficult discipline for us to practice together. It's the active decision to lay down the need to get our own way. It's taking up a posture of self-denial. It's the many little deaths of self-denial. So here are a couple of examples of how we can practice this. When it's your sister's turn to feed the dog and you feed the dog anyway, this is laying down your rights. Instead of looking for the shortest queue in the grocery store, we can choose to stand in the longest one. This is self-denial. When our kids would prefer to eat pizza for dinner and you would prefer a burger, let's choose to lay down our preferences. As the boss, before your meeting begins, why don't you offer your team members a coffee? Now, this is a way we can humble ourselves. I would love to hear how this discipline of submission is going for you. So please do comment below or WhatsApp our church number. And for more study material on this discipline, you could read Foster's book on the celebration of discipline or see the links below for additional resources. As we go into the month of August, friends, let's submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Have an incredible day. Be blessed.